Peace and blessings. This is Nubia, I, the raw food goddess, the womb priestess, and the holistic practitioner. Look, I had to go into another room in the house because it is raining in the Bay Area, which we need the rain. It keeps California and the Bay Area so lush and green when we want it. So the rain is absolutely beautiful. It's a light rain. It's a great rain. I'm so glad it's raining and I'm in the house. So anyway, it's more light in here than the dining room and the living room. So that's why I'm in this setting. So I hope you approve. So much I want to talk about today. But of course, you know, I'm all about the womb and sensuality, sexuality, and adornment. And I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about the womb, but I want to talk about the womb in many aspects. I want to talk about women who have had hysterectomies and how they can still love and nurture the womb even after it's been removed. And basically the question is, what's next? I got an inquiry, a question from a sister who, after just a long battle of womb issues, and she decided to have a hysterectomy. And you know, it was hard, she says, and she was a lot. But basically what she wants to know is, how does she feel whole again? How does she move on from here? How can she still take care of the essence of the womb? And so we're going to talk about that. Before we do, I want to make sure that I announce that next Thursday, always the third Thursday of the month, we're doing the free conference call for all, where I do a conference call 1 hour. It's from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where basically I lecture for 30 minutes, and then for the second 30 minutes, you, the community, anybody that's near a phone domestically in the United States can call in to this number, or you have toll charges and call in from outside the United States, and you get to ask questions. And what we're talking about, because in my group, Women Who Run With The Womb, my private coaching group, which again will open up in December 1st, we are dealing with the series called Learning Something New. And so that's what we'll be talking about next Thursday. We're going to talk about learning something new. Again, it's free for all, and you get to ask questions. So I would love to have you on it, because I enjoy doing those free calls each month. And next year I want to do more, and I want to do them in different ways as well. So we'll talk about that. But yes, I am feeling so sensual, so sexual, so adorned today. I did a couple of things. I did go to the local college to register for these classes, but it's a whole process. You got to fill out the application again, and then you got to wait 24 hours, and then you got to see a counselor. I was like, but wait, I got a degree. I got an AA from this school. I got a BA from somewhere else. I just want to take French and dance. And it was like, well, you still got to talk to a counselor. And so anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, but I'm not stopping the process. I will be taking French and speaking French very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. So that was what I did this morning. It was beautiful. It was fun. It was exciting. I like it. I like being around the young people, because that's what the school is. A college. It's a junior college. So there's a lot of young people, but actually there's a lot of adults as well. But today it was a lot of young people I was around. So it was fun. So today, like I said, I want to talk about the womb. I want to talk about the body of a woman. Because I think that as women, we are raised to believe that our bodies are here for someone else. It's either here for someone else, meaning it is to produce children, so it's here for our children, or it's here for someone else's pleasure. It's here for our men or our significant others or our partners. But we never hear that our bodies are sacredly, geometrically designed. We never understand why our bodies as women is shaped the way it is. And of course there's differences, and everybody doesn't have, you know, very big hips or big thighs or big booty or small waist or whatever. But there's some similarities about a woman's body that I first want you to understand. Because if you understand a woman's body and understand that your body is there for you, and that your body is the temple, the altar, the ashram, the synagogue, the church, that your body is a sacred place, and that anybody that is allowed to be in the body, in your body, and that's anything, including the food that you eat, the company that you keep, even the places that you allow your body to be, is blessed. Do you know that I have a book that has these different places around the world have these formations, and they're called yoni rocks, and they look like the woman's vagina. And it's so beautiful. And in certain countries, they actually allow water, like colored water, red, to flow through it to honor the woman's menstrual cycle. And people bathe and worship in a sense. And I know my Christians is not going to like the word worshiping at the yoni, but let's open up if you're going to be looking at Nubian's videos, okay? There's nothing nasty about your vagina. It's what we do with it. It's what we expose it to that makes it a place that is not what we want it to be. Because the opposite, maybe nasty is the opposite of an ashram, or the opposite of a temple, or the opposite of an altar. So if nasty is the opposite of clean, then let's talk about how do we keep our vagina clean and clear. But how do we love this woman's body for ourselves? And I'm going to get to the womb. Let's talk about it on a physical level, the shape of a woman. So our hips, they are called childbearing hips, especially if you got some, right? Everybody got hips, but I mean, depending on the structure of the hips. And so our hips actually houses our pelvic bone. And our pelvic bone is our winter coat, I like to say, for our womb. It keeps it protected. It keeps it warm. It keeps the harsh elements away from it. It nurtures it, and in a lot of ways it strengthens it. So depending on how strong your hips are, and that really helps with like doing lots of womb movement and womb hip movements to really develop and strengthen your womb, and develop and strengthen your hips so that you can strengthen your womb. But they're here to give us that power that we need to push during birth, to push out that living child from us. But remember now, we're not just giving birth to children. For all the women that don't have wombs, some women that have wombs removed early, some women that have wombs removed before they could have children, we don't all have wombs. So if it's still that these hips are here to house our pelvic bones, which then houses our womb, then what is this power of the hips then used for? It's still to push out. It's still to help to create dreams and goals and visions and ideas. You got things that you want to do. And having your womb removed doesn't mean that those dreams are gone. And maybe, yes, like the sister said, if I knew then what I know now, as far as holistic healing, maybe I could have saved my womb. But the reality is, it's okay. You're here, right now. You're still perfect. You still have this woman's body. And in itself is a holy mountain. It is reminiscent of, it is a duplicate of the mounds in the earth. The mounds of the mountains, right? The mountains, my sacred hips are sacred mountains, full and healthy enough to house my sacred womb. These are the mountains that you so admire when you're in Los Angeles or different parts of the United States or different parts of the world. Your hips are a microcosm of this macrocosm called Earth. You as a woman, you are Mother Earth. And so you still have power. Now you can use those hips to strengthen those hips to move energy out of your life, to bring forth more life, to give life to stagnant energy, to send out vibrational frequencies that just by the mere looking at you heals others. Can you imagine if they get to touch you? We are so sacred as women. I don't know why we give it away so easily, because I know why, because we don't value it. Look, y'all, I was caught up, yesterday I watched this movie, the series, okay, it was a movie I saw, a pilot called Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union. See, Netflix, I'm not watching it anymore. I'm only going to watch HGTV. But I got off HGTV and I started watching this thing. And I saw the movie and it was kind of interesting, I kind of liked the pilot, so now the series is on and I watched a couple. And the sister, my God, she sleeps with the married man, and then the married man, but she didn't know he was married. Then she found out he was married, she threw him out. Then some other guy came over and said, can he have casual sex with her? She said yes. I guess she thought that was going to lead to something. Then she was mad at him. Then she and the married man had sex in the locker room. Okay, I'm getting a point. There's a point here. How do we, and her thing is she wants to get married, or she wants to have a significant other. How is that going to get you there? Why would you first of all, are you using condoms? Even if you are, let me explain to you. Condoms or not, that vibrational frequency of all the people that he's sleeping with right now, that he's ever slept with before, That in a sense, if his mind is thinking ahead, like a lot of men minds do, and other people, women too, and the women that he ever will sleep with, you're taking in that energy in your precious yoni, in your vagina, where I tell you in certain traditions in ancient times was a form of reverence. So why are we giving away? See, we can't keep watching. I get why we're confused about how to go about having a beautiful relationship as women, how to go about loving and respecting ourselves as women. In my last video, Christina Halfman, I love you. You left a wonderful testimonial. You talked about why being celibate is so important. Everybody loved your comment. Next, look at the last video I made. Christina Halfman, sister, I love you. I'm sending out much love and blessings to you because you said it all. Why don't we, see, we think, what is this thing, if we wait for somebody who's going to love and respect us, what, we're going to be bored, we think, we're going to get old, we're not going to find anybody at all. I believe as a woman, and I'm talking about the womb here now, I believe as a woman, men want us to say no in a lot of ways. They would love for us to keep it to ourselves and make them work a little for it or get to know us a little better. They would have no choice. They would have no choice but to accept you as a sacred woman if you acted like a sacred woman, if that's what you want. But what I'm telling you is part of this boredom, if you were eating right, getting your life in order, going to dance classes, studying languages, starting your own business, taking care of your children, taking care of yourself, going to the gym, doing yoga, creating music, creating poetry. If you were doing all that as a woman, do you think you'd be thinking about being bored? Do you think that, what if if this thing is true, there's more women than men, so maybe in this lifetime you will find somebody, but maybe you won't, but who told you you cannot be happy? It's just like the thought of we can't be happy without our wombs. We think we can't be happy without a significant other. And I'm telling you that the moment that you stop thinking about that and get happy, you'll have more significant others possibilities than you ever had before. Because really getting somebody else is, in the end, it's not going to make you happy if you're not already happy. I enjoy looking at myself for my pure pleasure. I'm not dressing for someone else. Although I love the attention of the opposite sex. I love the attention of people, period. Of course I do. Everybody does. But that's not what it's about. So today I want to tell you what it's about. So we have these beautiful hips to actually give us that power, to give our cosmic energy, to bless people with the swaying of our hips, right? And so our butt, our booties, no matter if it's thick, if it's little, if it's small, if it's flat, if it's big, it doesn't, it is still, it was whole, it's what you stand on. The reason why you want this area to be solid is because it actually is connected to your pelvic bone, but also your spine and your back. So it's what holds you up. It's what makes you feel like you feel protected, that you're taken care of back there, that something cosmically has your back. But if you have a weak back, an aching back, a hurt back, a slouched over back, then you don't have that. You don't believe that there's something that has your back. You don't believe that you're supported. And so you want to keep that back supported, but the buttocks is what that back is sitting on. What that spine is sitting on, with that pelvis. So you want to make sure that you are always doing exercises to strengthen the buttocks. And so, because when okay, don't get too excited now, but when my butt is strengthened, like the way I notice I stand, it's different. I can feel the kundalini running through my entire body. I can feel the cosmic energy from the earth and the sky running through my body. And I feel more firm, which makes me feel more affirmed as a woman. Let's talk about the breast. Doesn't matter if it's small or large, big or small nipples, big nipples. Nipples are here to nurture. Nipples are here to give sustenance on metaphysical, spiritual, mental, nurturing level. They're here to give, to nurture, to feed. They have energy. The nipples are actually sending out and transmitting energy for all those that need to be healed. And you don't have to have anybody touch them to do it. That's why healthy breasts are so important, because when you nurture yourself, when you get your life in order, when you eat raw foods, or at least to me a vegan vegetarian diet, when you love yourself, when you're smiling every day, when you're happy, when you're doing saunas and you're doing yoga and you're strengthening your breast. So another exercise to strengthen your breast is this one. And when you're doing that exercise, what you're doing also is you're opening up your heart. So it's interesting that your heart is right in between your breast. So these are the anchors to your heart and your love. And the more that you can open up your heart, oh, that feels so good. You know, the more that you allow new things to come in, the more that you're open to new opportunities, new circumstances, new people. So see, your womb is important, but when she leaves you, the spirit never left. Just the organ. She's left you intact because, see, you're a woman. You're a woman. Even the belly, we're also here trying to get this flat tummy. Oh, I want this flat tummy. I think especially for women of color, I think we've been looking at other women, and I think even European women, or Eurocentric women of European descent, I think you are unrealistically looking at some skinny little 14-year-old girl belly, not knowing that yours is not supposed to be like that. You are supposed to. It is okay to carry a certain amount of fat around the belly. It actually helps to protect your organs, to keep them warm. This is a woman. This is a woman. A woman is beautiful. You know, again, in the series, this being Mary Jane, the man that she was sleeping with, the married man, his wife was like, well, see, you're lucky. If you leave me, if you divorce me, you have her, which is Mary Jane. Who wants me? And she shows all her stretch marks. Who's going to want me with 2 kids and a stretch mark? What? I don't know no man that care about no stretch marks. I don't know a brother that is saying, you know what, babe, put your clothes back on. You got too many stretch marks. I ain't going to sleep with you. Okay, or you got too many stretch marks. I loved you yesterday, but now that I see your stretch marks, it's over. Like, I don't know any brothers, men that actually do that. It's a fantasy. It's some BS. We watch these stupid ass shows, excuse me, and we think that we have to be perfect. There is nothing wrong with stretch marks. It means you're a woman. You gave birth. You gave life. And if this is your man, you gave life to his seed. So how can he be thinking that that's ugly? That's ridiculous. But you watch that, somebody's probably at home thinking about, going, that's right, I got stretch marks too, and I got 3, 4 kids. How somebody going to want me? Do you really think that a real man is coming into your life so that you can be single after, what, a certain age? You're going to give birth to something. Even if it ain't kids, you got something on your plate. You're carrying some kind of baggage. You're carrying something. Ain't no such thing as single in that way. So you got to love all of you, all that you've been through. Stretch marks are your marks of life. What you've been through, what you experienced, who you are as a woman. He should be kissing those stretch marks, licking those stretch marks, loving those stretch marks, because it's a sign that you are a grown woman who sacrificed enough to give birth. I don't understand. So I'm going to do a whole video on birth and not breastfeeding? What kind of... Okay, another video. I'm not going to do that right now. So, the breast, the stomach, the hips, the buttocks, the strength of it, the strength of a woman, the sacred geometry of your body, the way that the curvature of your body, the way that that man, if you will, or that your partner can fit into it, can meld into you, can melt into you. It's a reason for it. It's not just for somebody's pleasure. It's not to get naked at the strip bars and have men and women. Apparently, women go to strip bars as well. So, you know, to look at you or fondle you or want you to do a lap dance for them. This for you. When's the last time you looked in the mirror and thought how wonderful and beautiful you are? You're still a woman without your womb, because the spirit of the womb, like I said, lives on and on and on and on. I promise you that it does. So you want to talk to the womb. The womb told me today, it's like, look, stop. After the second episode, I had to take off the Mary Jane thing. I was like, you know, sex, and this is unprotected, and this is okay. We love these Hollywood scenes where, you know, I realized that if Mary Jane was about a woman who never gave it up until she found the right one, you all would probably be bored. We need the drama. The other thing, every black woman, that's what I saw, except for one, in the series has a weave. I mean, why is this the symbol of beauty? Why would black women who have a certain texture of hair, why can't you be on TV looking like the way you look? If a white woman's hair is like that, that's her beauty. But our beauty is different. I don't talk about loving your womb. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love this outer self. That's why my next intensive is post-traumatic slave syndrome. I know a lot of sisters want to say, just because I wear weave don't mean I don't love myself. Well, maybe you don't love your hair. Because if you're wearing the weave more than you're wearing your hair, why are you not wearing your hair that grows out of your head that makes you distinctively you? Why are you not wanting to be you? What is the weave? Look at the show. I don't watch TV. I don't even have one. I watch a computer, Netflix. You tell me the truth when you see every black woman on every show with a weave, and you tell me if this is, even if you wear weaves occasionally, wear wigs occasionally, and also have natural hair. Be honest, naturalistas. Even the ones that wear wigs occasionally and weave. You know that there's something not quite right about it. And it doesn't look to me as beautiful as she could look if she was in her natural state. All I'm saying is, give it a try. It's who you are. It's the way you're born. You know, I got to say something about the men that I've been with. They love my nappy hair. They want to be in it. They want their hands to go through it as much as it could. You know, I got the nappy hair. Don't really go through. Ain't supposed to. Want to hold on to that beautiful hair that's yours. To match the hair that's between your legs and your vagina, that's yours. That sends out signals to your possible mate that you are ready to mate. That's what pubic hair is for. It has signals within the hair that sends out to the opposite sex that I am ready to procreate. And we're so busy getting bikini waxes and all this other stuff. Why are we doing that? That's not us. I don't love yourself, black women. Love everything about you. Give yourself a chance. Really understand that I was thinking about spiritual. Right? And the part of spiritual, one part of it is ritual, right? The other part is like spiral. So, look, it's about the way our hair grows is in spirals. I mean, the cosmic energy of a spiral that's infinite, that keeps going and round. A spiral is spinning like the axis, like the earth on its axis, the spiral. We're cutting off our energy to the Creator. We're cutting off our antennas to Jah. Why are we doing that? Because we think that we're not enough. So that we look and we think femininity is about high heel shoes and lots of makeup, and it's not. It's about accepting this body and who and what you are and loving that. You have to have a talk with your womb. My womb this morning told me at 4 a.m. as I was doing my womb yoga and I was doing my womb bath that, could you let the sisters know that they're perfect just the way they are? So sisters that don't have their womb anymore, sisters that have womb that's in crisis, I would say, you know, you want to anoint your womb with essential oils. You want to take womb baths with sea salt. You want to talk to your womb. Look, I'm in the intensive sensuality, sexuality, and adornment. If you want to still be in it, tomorrow, Friday, is the last day to join. You're just 1 week behind, but you won't. All the information is still there. You can have the information and catch up. If it's too late for you, that's okay. Get into the next intensive, post-traumatic slave syndrome, so we can understand why we don't think we're enough. We trip out on our dark skin. It's almost like if you got to be dark on television and you have to have a weave. You can have a natural hair, but you got to be lighter skin because I guess it combats the nappy hair. Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I know where it's coming from, though. Do you? You're not just taught, I mean, most women are taught to not like themselves. Look at TV. This is black, white, Asian. Look at TV, Latina, and see why you're not supposed to like yourself, because you have this model that doesn't ever going to fit you. But then black women got a little extra, because for us, that we have to be like the dominant culture, which is ridiculous. I think the dominant culture, if there is one, wants you to be you in a way. But it doesn't really matter. When you reclaim these hips, when you reclaim this breast, when you reclaim this womb, when you reclaim this nappy hair, when you reclaim the color of your skin in the way it really is, not lightening it or skin lightening or bleaching, when you do that, you will have a healthy womb again. But in order to do what I'm teaching in our post-traumatic slave syndrome, I'm teaching it from the perspective of the wounded womb, of the lost womb. Because, see, our mothers didn't think that they were beautiful, usually. And our grandmothers didn't think they were beautiful. And let's go back to the enslavement Holocaust. Let's go back to slavery. Beauty, you wasn't thinking about doing your hair, putting oils on your skin. You were not allowed to. You wasn't even a human being. And I want to show you how that and history and the reign of terror and Jim Crow and Reconstruction, the failure of it, and all these things made us feel, and the enslavement Holocaust, chattel slavery for 400 years, made us feel like we're nothing, but we're something wonderful and great. And many women would look up to us if we looked up to ourselves. So yes, it is about the womb, but it's about loving yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, I'd love to do a one-on-one with you. I do one-on-one consultations. You can go to my website. It's in the description box at www.theblackberrybeauty.com. You can join the next intensive, $97, post-traumatic slave syndrome from a womb perspective, from a feminine essence, from a loving yourself. Can we do it, please? I know that we can. So your missing womb is the least of it, in the sense that there's a way, when we got to the point where our wombs had to be taken, it was because it was holding so much pain, and not just physically, but spiritually, metaphysically as well. It's because we were holding the weight of all our ancestors. And we were looking at being Mary Jane, and I bet the other woman on the Scandal, I ain't about to watch that one. I'm not watching Mary Jane anymore either. She probably got a weave too. I'm just saying. It's like every black woman on TV got a weave. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. Don't point out 2 or 3 and the majority is the other way around. You know, it's hard to speak about it because I got sisters that I love and channels, and they wear weaves and wigs, and they're going to probably think I'm saying they don't like themselves. I'm saying, do you, those women, think it's a problem that every black woman has a weave on television who's in popular video or popular media? Just you tell me, what does that say to you? Because something is wrong when, as women, we don't embrace our natural self. I talked about every white woman that got blonde hair. I'm not trying to insult you because I know there's some that's probably watching me that dye their hair. I'm trying to figure out why you ain't being who you are either. I see Asians dyeing their hair. People say it's just a style. Is it truthfully, is it blonde? Is that really a style? Or are you wanting to be like something else? What I'm saying to you, what we're going to learn in post-traumatic slave syndrome, that it's way deeper. You might really believe that it's just a choice. You might really believe that it's just a style. You might really, look, I'm not judging you. I'm telling you that if you had some deep-bedded issues that was causing havoc in your life and you didn't even know it, although you knew that there was things in your life not working, and somebody had information for you that loves you, that looks like you, that's not judging you, would you be open to the information so that you can teach your daughters that she does have a choice, but the first choice is the one that the Creator gave her, she as she is? What is wrong with being a woman of color, a black woman, or any woman? What is wrong with the way we came into the world? How do we recover from the trauma of not loving ourselves, of being told we were nothing, that we were wenches, that we were ugly, that we were chattel, that we were animals? How do we get past that? How do we embrace our womb? How do we embrace when we lose our womb? How do we do it? How do we do it, ladies? Anyway, I'm passionate. You already know that. You already know that. And I just want to open your eyes to things that maybe you're not seeing. If you make excuses of why you do what you do without examining why you do what you do, then you'll never grow. And I just want you to grow and have choices and have other perspectives and other evidence to show that you as a woman, as a black woman particularly, have been through some shit. And I want us to heal it. And I want us to heal it with a smile and heal it with our sensuality and our sexuality and really be able to love our own sensuality and sexuality, to be sexy and not have to be sexy for somebody else, to give our sex away, to sleep with 2 or 3 men in the same week. I'm not judging you. I'm saying, does that really make you happy? Because she wasn't happy in the show yesterday. And I know you're not happy when you're doing that. There's reasons why you do that. And I would love to show you that in the Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome Intensive. It starts in December, the first Friday in December. You can sign up now. It is already on the website. The one-on-one consultations, you can sign up now. I got my beauty products, Blackberry Beauty, my clays, my soaps, my moisturizers, everything, my toothpaste, back on the website. Every intensive that you already missed, I put them in bundles. All the replays, everything, they are on the website as well. I love y'all. You could not believe me. You could think I'm judging because I'm not. I love y'all. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. So I love you all. This is Nubia I, the Rawful Goddess, the Womb Priestess, and a holistic practitioner. And I'm sending you an abundance of self-love. Peace and blessings.